Google Stadia has huge live streaming potential with how well it integrates into YouTube. And Google is very aware of this. I wouldn't be surprised to see a huge push towards live streaming content on YouTube once Stadia releases. And there's already hints of this happening. Recently they added some big features into YouTube's live streaming platform, such as clip support, or as YouTube likes to call it, highlights. And I think it's fair to say that this is just the start of a bunch of changes that are going to be coming forward. But now the question remains, will it really be enough to disrupt the giant that is Twitch.tv? Well, maybe. Let's talk about it. So to begin, I actually want to start off with a fact that kind of surprised me. So we have 3 streaming platforms, Twitch.tv, Mixer, and YouTube. Now when it came to live streaming, I always had the thought that YouTube came in last place here, but apparently not. They come in second, and by quite a good number too. So when checking the statistics, YouTube actually has 25% of the market already. That really is quite a significant number, and it surprises me because it's a lot more than I thought they had. Not only that, but YouTube Gaming Live has the highest hours streamed to hours watched ratio compared to either Twitch or Mixer. That not only means that there's a lot of people watching YouTube Gaming Live, but they're also very engaged viewers. And this is where Stadia comes in. With integration like no other platform has, Stadia can really carve out something unique for YouTube here. Just one feature that comes to mind is the one that they showed off when they announced Stadia. The ability for viewers to queue up to match against the live streamer themselves. This level of viewer interaction is unheard of, and frankly speaking, I can see many use cases for it that would be very fun to see. Not only fun, but very beneficial for all parties involved. Let me explain. For YouTube, just having this sort of feature will draw people into the platform because they can't get it anywhere else. For your average viewer, then they get to play with somebody that they follow and watch on a consistent basis, and you get to test your skills with or against them. For the streamer, if YouTube plays this right, they can set boundaries such as donations to join queue. They can offer different ways for a streamer to monetize like you can't anywhere else. And it's not just about money, because as any streamer that's starting out will tell you, it's all about viewer interaction with that streamer. And then we can talk about game developers, because once again, if done right, they'll be able to advertise the game that's being played right there, and that will lead to people purchasing the game just to play against their favorite streamer. And if YouTube's really smart, they'll take a page out of Twitch's book, split some of the revenue with the content creator and the game developer. This will lead to free advertising for the developers of the game and also encourage more viewer interaction from the streamer. And with Stadia being so streamlined that you don't even have to download or wait to play, that makes it so much more enticing for your average consumer. Now, to be very fair, Mixer has tried to do some sort of more interactive streaming with their platform, but it's just not the same as what Stadia is going to be able to provide with crowdplay. Mixer games that use the feature Mixplay in mind always felt very lacking or unpolished, and were always quite buggy to play. I also want to be very clear that Google didn't invent this sort of interactivity. In fact, it's been ongoing for a long time. But it's just that nobody's been ever able to deliver it the way Stadia will. More and more you're seeing games include some sort of streamer-enabled feature so viewers can interact with their favorite streamers, either by making the game harder or easier. And I can't forget the genius inventions of the Twitch Plays series like Twitch Plays Pokemon, where viewers would constantly vote for the next action to be taken in the game. But with Stadia, it won't be a novelty-like feature, you'll actually be able to play the game. An obvious example would be something like a battle royale where every player is a viewer of yours as well. But with Stadia, it's going to be much more than that. In fact, there's already been interviews that Google and developers are in talks on how to make these features really stand out. And with that statement alone, it completely expands the type of possibilities we can expect here. Even possibly allowing viewers to play as one of the NPCs in your game would be a pretty interesting concept to play with. A good example of this could be something like Orcs Must Die 3, in which it allows viewers to take the place of the many orcs charging at the player. It'll be very interesting to see the different approaches developers take to make their game more stream friendly. But let's not try to get ahead of ourselves. YouTube still needs to change quite a few things for their live streaming platform to really start competing with Twitch. Not only that, but they also have to address how these features will work, and more importantly, how streaming on Stadia is going to work in general. Now, in the most recent episode of Stadia Cast, which is, by the way, a great podcast that all of you should check out, they got to interview the superhero John Justice. Nah, but for real, if you don't know who he is, he's the VP and head of product for Google Stadia. Throughout that interview, he answered quite a few questions that the community has been wanting answers for, and I'll cover them more in depth in tomorrow's video. That being said, he answered one about live streaming, which does worry me just a little bit. In his answer, he pretty much implied that if you have all the streaming equipment ready and set up, such as a mic, a camera, green screen, and all of that you should continue to stream the way you stream. But then I have to ask the question about how do Stadia features work with something like OBS or Streamlabs? I kind of figured in my mind that the Stadia instance would have to be the one that gets streamed to enable Stadia exclusive features. Because with the way that OBS and Streamlabs works, that's just direct video capture from a capture card or a window. Interestingly enough, when they first introduced Crowdplay, that stream that they showed with the feature also didn't have any sort of UI or overlay for the streamer. And if you're like me, when you think of streamer, you think of a personality like Dr. Disrespect, Ninja, or Shroud. I always did find it kind of odd that Google didn't include some sort of fake live streamer when they were showing off Crowdplay for the first time. And that makes me think that that sort of functionality just won't be on Stadia for a very long time. I mean, I don't know how they would even implement it to begin with, but it is interesting to think of these problems and see if they have any solutions. Ideally, Stadia features will still work even if you're live streaming from something like OBS or Streamlabs, but right now it's all up in the air, and I really hope that they answer this before it fully launches in 2020. Luckily for me, I don't show my face on these videos, so I can't wait to use Stadia to stream. I always thought it was a great way for me to have more interaction with you, the viewers, and I'll really take advantage of this feature as much as I can. Not only that, but I'm sure some of you think I play like trash with the gameplay clips I attached, and I cannot wait to prove some of you wrong. Well, that, or get destroyed and then get made fun of because of the previous statement I just made, but either way, it'll be a great time. I think encouraging viewer interaction with content creators is always a good thing. I think it's a good way for content creators to build their community, and for that community to feel more important and involved within it. Stadia is going to be a platform that prides itself on building communities, and that much is guaranteed. With features like Stage Share and Crowdplay, you can bet that there's going to be tons of new content creators unleashing new unique ways for the community to get involved, and that's always a good thing. It's good for YouTube, it's good for the content creator, it's good for the developers, and it's good for you, the viewer. Now that pretty much sums up today's topic, but if you're a part of the Gen S family, I would ask you to stay just a little bit longer. Frankly speaking, I just want to give you all my thanks. 100 subscribers in 1 week is insane, and I never thought this channel would grow that fast. You have all been so amazing when it comes to liking the videos, clicking on your notifications, and commenting below. Not only that, but I've ran into some of you sharing it on Facebook groups and Twitter. Seriously, that's so awesome of you, and I really couldn't be more thankful for that sort of support. I also want to give a special thanks to everyone who's joined the Discord group that we have running. Day after day, I'm seeing new members join in, and I have to say it's been such an awesome opportunity getting to talk with each and every one of you more directly. It's also really opened up my eyes as to how far-reaching the Generation Stadia family is. Everyone who's joined so far has been awesome to talk to, and I can't wait to see this community grow more and more. Hopefully, if you're watching this, some of you will consider joining yourselves and reach out. I'm always online and I'll always respond. So if you have any questions or just want to ask me something, feel free to join. So once again, I know I've said it many times, but thank you. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, it's been amazing and I can't wait to keep going and grow this community into something even better. I look forward to being your daily dose of Stadia news, opinions, and everything in between. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds. Peace.